Hi, welcome to another cooking video with Mrs. M and Mr. M. Welcome. Let's start.
Minasan konnichiwa. Today we're going Japanese. We're going to feature an ingredient we've done before. It's glutinous rice flour. Today we're making Mitarashi Dango, which is a savory dumpling, and they're so good. Let's get cooking. Alright gang, ingredients time. We're going to need 200 grams of glutinous rice flour, a teaspoon of sugar, and 3/4 of a cup of H2O. First thing we're going to do is put the flour into a relatively deep bowl, wave away all that dust. Then we're going to add the sugar, combine it with the flour. I'm just going to use a whisk to do this. That is some aggressive whisking. Nicely done. Then we're going to add the flour to it and mix it together. The creepiest thing about this is you're going to mix and mix and mix, and the consistency we're looking for is about the same as your earlobe. Creepy, yes. Accurate, also yes. So at some point it's going to be a bit much for the spatula, so go ahead and get in there with your fingers, and MJ, I guess, will lick the spatula, because, you know, can't go with 30 seconds without eating, can we? Should have a nice ball of dough by the end of it that looks something like this. Then we're going to tear off small pieces of dough, roll them into a ball about 1 inch in diameter, something like that. Think like a baby donut hole, if that helps you think of a proper size. Alright, up next we're going to put them into boiling water, which you should have started before rolling out all of your dango. Once they're all in the water, keep the heat on high, and it'll start boiling again, and what we're watching for is the dango to float back to the top. Once they're all floating, set a timer for 2 minutes, and prepare an ice bath if you haven't already. Once they are finished, hooray, we're going to use a slotted spoon, go ahead and pull them out and straight into the ice bath. We don't want them to cook anymore, we want them to stay exactly as they are. Then we're going to prepare our sauce with a 1/2 cup of water, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and 2 teaspoons of potato starch. To make the sauce, first we're going to add the water, the brown sugar, and the soy sauce, and we're going to mix them together a little bit. We don't want to add the potato starch right away, that's a thickening agent, and we want to get everything else in there first, nice and combined. Then lastly, add that potato starch, mix it in. I recommend using a spatula for this. It's going to get sticky eventually, so you'll want to have that on hand. We're going to put it over low heat, and we're just simply going to heat it up and thicken it. It's currently sitting on the back burner behind us, but we're going to fish all those dango that are now cooled out of the ice bath and put them onto a plate, because it's time to do the most fun thing of all. Bust out the wooden skewers. Go ahead and put 3 dango on a wooden skewer. You don't need to soak them ahead of time like you might do if you're barbecuing, so don't worry about that. Just wooden skewers works perfectly. Then set them on a rack to dry. While those are drying, we're going to finish up our sauce, which should look nice and thick like that. We're going to go ahead and set that aside to cool. Go ahead and either put a flat griddle if you have one, we don't, or some sort of non-stick pan on high heat, and we're going to grill our dango in a little bit of oil. Make sure the oil's hot first before you stick them on there. It should have a nice kind of sizzling sound. And I usually do 3 at a time. If you have a flat surface, you might be able to do all of them at once. They are finished when they're nice and browned and look something like this. Let's see how they taste. Alright gang, so we've got our dongos, they're all grilled up, or fried up because we don't have a grill. So we're ready to serve, which means we're going to put them on a plate, and then you're going to brush sauce on top. And you can put a lot, because this is where all the flavor is going to come from, because rice flour doesn't really taste like anything. Or if you're MJ who just wants to dip, we'll give her a little bit to just dip. Bloob. There you go. Alright, I'm going to get my other one coated real quick. And most of your flavor is going to come from the sauce, which is typical of most Asian food. So don't be shy with it, because honestly, the dango is just rice, flour, and sugar, which doesn't taste like a whole lot. This is a street food, so you can just eat it right off of your skewer. You like the sauce? And it's really good. It's a savory dumpling, so don't think of it as being sweet despite the fact that we put brown sugar in and sugar. It's not really. It's going to be very savory. And it's something that you can typically just get at a little like drive-by place, or you can just walk up and get some and eat in Japan. So what do you think, MJ? Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Thumbs up from MJ. All right. Well, signing off today for Cooking with Mr. M and MJ. I'm Mr. M. This is
MJ Apple Banana Mochi.
And if you like our videos, feel free to subscribe, share, and like. We will see you next time.